ESPN raises UFC pay-per-view price 1 year after previous increase. If you've been on the internet for a few hours, then this is probably not the first time you've heard about this. And a lot of people are pissed off about this, and for good reason. Right here it says, if you want to enjoy watching big UFC events in 2023, by big they mean pay-per-view events, be prepared to shell out more money than ever before. ESPN is planning to increase the price of UFC pay per views on ESPN Plus by $5 from $74.99 to $79.99. UFC 283 is expected to be the first event to see the new price hike in effect. The subscription price of ESPN Plus, which is $99.99 annually, is not to be affected by this change. Now, what is interesting about this is not the first time this has been changed. Right there it says last January, prices of UFC pay-per-view events increased from $69.99 to $74.99, which went into effect for UFC 270. All right. And the excuse that they always give for why the price is going up is it's the classic excuse. Well, the UFC is growing. Because the UFC is growing, because there's more demand for UFC events, the price is going to go up to reflect the value of the company. Because the value of the company is bigger, the price of pay-per-views should reflect that. So the more money the company makes, the more the company is worth. Well, the more money you guys are gonna have to shell out to watch pay-per-view events. And I personally, like, everything I say is just for me personally. I completely understand why people are pissed off about it. A year ago, not a year ago, a few years ago, I genuinely would not have been able to afford like $74.99 for 13. I believe it's like 13 UFC pay per views a year. I mean, that's over $1,000 in a year, right? That's over $1,000 in a year just to watch UFC events. Like, dude, people, not a lot of people cannot afford this, man. To spend $1,000 in 1 year watching UFC events is kind of absurd, bro. Especially when you take a look at the value that we're getting. And when you think about the fact that there are other ways that people can watch this stuff, right? Like a video game, for example. Take the game God of War, for example. I purchased that game for, I don't know, $60 plus taxes. I'm not even 40% through the game, and the game has been out for a while. That game is giving me like actual value for the money I paid for it. Meanwhile, you pay $80 now. You pay $80 for a UFC pay per view that lasts, I don't know, 4 hours, right? The fights are not guaranteed to be bangers. The fighters on the card are not guaranteed to show up and actually deliver on what you're paying for. It's a huge gamble, man. Like, people, a lot of people cannot afford that, right? Um, and to me, when I take a look at it, when you tell me, "Hey, I'm increasing the price of something," the first thing I'm going to ask is why. What other value are you providing for me, right? It's like if I'm trying to purchase, like, let's say a plane ticket, right? Like, yeah, you have the option to purchase coach, you have the option to purchase priority seating, you have the option to purchase business class, you got an option to purchase first class. But every single one of these different tiers offers you more. You get more. If you buy a first class ticket, yeah, you get bigger seats, you get better service, you get priority boarding. You're one of the first ones to get on the plane, and also the first ones to exit the plane. There's a bunch of different perks that comes with it. When you increase the price of a UFC pay per view from $74.99 now to $79.99, and I ask you, all right, what else am I gonna get? And you tell me, well, I'm increasing it because the value of the company has grown. That's why we're hiking up the price. I'm gonna look at you like you're kind of crazy. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You're not gonna give me anything extra for that, right? It's like that makes no sense. How would I justify it? Like, what would I have loved to see them do? Like, if you're going to increase the price to $80, then there are a few things that I immediately would love to see. I'd like to see my viewing experience increased drastically, right? I want multiple different camera angles. If I want to watch an overhead shot where I'm watching like a bird's eye view, I want that. The UFC records these events from multiple different cameras. Give us access to all those multiple different camera angles so that I can switch as I'm watching the fights, right? Give me the ability to watch more than two, like more than one camera angle, like a split screen kind of thing. Give me the ability to watch not just the camera of the fighters in there. I want to be able to see the freaking the coach the corner because I know they're recorded these days. Imagine a situation where you're watching, say, Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey, right? And just as Holly Holm is butchering Ronda Rousey, beating Ronda Rousey up, and Ronda's corner is screaming, "Head movement, head movement, head movement," or whatever they're screaming, you can actually watch the corner on one side of the screen as you're watching Holly Holm trash Ronda Rousey. You're watching the fighter get beat up, and you're watching the fighter's corner losing their mind, or you want to watch your favorite fighter winning and watch his fighter celebrating on the side. We need to be able to see that, right? The corner camera. What if I want to watch Joe Rogan and Michael Bisping and DC as they're doing commentary? I know they record those as well. We've seen the commentary booth recordings where the fighters, I mean, not the commentators are losing their mind. If we want to be able to watch them doing commentary, I think we should be able to see that. If you're going to charge me $80 for pay per view, not just that, I would like the ability to adjust commentary, adjust the audio settings, right? If all I want to hear is what's going on inside of the cage, while I drown out the commentary completely and maybe drown out the sound of the crowd so that it sounds more like the UFC Apex, like we should be able to do that. It's 2022. It gives us the ability to do that. If I want to turn commentary off completely so I don't have to listen to biased commentary while I'm trying to watch a fight, I feel like we should be able to do that, right? We should have these options if you're going to charge me $80. Then I can say, you know what, it is kind of justified. I would pay for that. I would gladly pay $80 if I get those other options as well. But like to hike up the price and not give us like anything else, to me, is kind of absurd. And it's not like they're even saying, okay, it's like maybe for the fans out there that genuinely care about fighters and care about fighter pay, are you increasing pay-per-view shares, right? Are you increasing fighter pay because we're not like who knows? Maybe there's some fans who don't want to pay for pay-per-view who might start paying for pay-per-view if they know, okay, fighter pay is going, dude, 100%, I'd be down, right? Fighter pay is increasing directly because of this increase in pay-per-view buys and pay-per-view sales, even though it shouldn't be like that, right? Like the UFC makes enough money to pay the fighters properly, but like that'll be some kind of incentive. But like we're not being offered any incentive whatsoever. They're just telling us, hey man, the price is going up. If you want to pay for it, fine. If you don't want to pay for it, don't pay for it. I also find it very odd too because recently I was seeing a report that said that like pay-per-view buys were down. Like the UFC didn't do great business for the year of 2022. So I don't really know how they think that this is going to work. Right? Like they must think it's going to work. They must think that that everyone that's still buying pay-per-views right now will still buy it in 2023. I don't know if that's the case. I really don't know if that's the case. You know? So just one of those things that I personally, because of what I do, I'm a content creator. Um like it doesn't bother me as much. It really doesn't. $80 for a UFC pay-per-view, 13 pay-per-views a year. It doesn't bother me personally, but that doesn't mean that I am not aware that it's gonna bug the shit out of a lot of people. Like I said, a few years ago, oh yeah, a few years ago, this would be a major hell no for me because I would not be able to afford it, bro. Not with the job I had before. No, hell no. Ain't nobody paying $80 over $1,000 in a year to watch the UFC. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot. Anyways, That's pretty much it, man. I just I don't know if it's something that they can do, but if this can somehow reach ESPN, not my video, but like maybe somebody can get into the ear of someone over there. Hey, just give us some more perks, bro. If you're gonna hike the price anyways, just give us some more perks. Give us better camera angles. Give us more ability to adjust the audio settings, camera angles, audio settings, so I can customize my viewing of the fights. I want to watch the fights how I want to watch the fights from my favorite camera angle. Give me the ability to see instant replay. How about that? If something happens, I want instant replay. I want to be able to go in to the replay section and just literally play the replay from all kinds of angles. Imagine how dope that would be. That would be just, oh my god, it would be so insane if they do that. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, I will leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this hike of pay-per-view prices. Do you even pay for pay-per-view? And if you did initially, will you continue paying for it with this new price hack, this new price increase? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one.